topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from experts on such topics as legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to our experts in community association law, estate planning law, tax relief, Medicare, public insurance adjusters, neuropathy treatment, business brokers, and personal injury law, along with many other topics. Now here's your host for the last 17 years, Steve O.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show where we bring you the top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. We have been doing this show now for 17 years. Someone wrote me the other day and said, wait a minute, you're on TikTok. How could you be doing that for 17 years? Well, we just started with TikTok less than a year ago, but for probably our first 15 years in business, we did all of our shows on local radio stations across the country, and it was so hard to do because I had to get local talent in each city to do the show. And people kept telling me, they said, you've got to start doing a podcast. And I'm like, why would I change from radio to podcast? Well, I learned, and I actually got it from a show that I listen to all the time. Dr. Savage, he was on 743 radio stations across the country, had one of the most popular talk show radio. And one day he said, we're leaving radio. We're going to podcasts. I went, this guy is crazy. He's got all these listeners. He's got all these people who listen to his show every day. How does he do that? How does he leave them and go to podcasts? Who listens to podcasts? So for some reason, I started talking to friends of mine who knew I had a radio show. And I said, do you ever listen to podcasts? And I got to tell you, these people's faces lit up when I said podcast. I mean, more than radio. And they said, I listen to podcasts all the time. And I couldn't believe the response I got. And I found like the perfect production company this company that we're with now, they have the best producers. They're on 70 platforms. They're on all the major platforms. And it was just the perfect combination. It was a great relationship. And I think we've been with them now for 3 years. It was the best move I ever made with radio. When you're doing talk radio, you cannot find space on a radio station during the week because all the big companies that had talk shows bought up all the space during the week because that's when the most people listen. And I had to always settle for second best, but our show evolved, one of the top talk shows when it came to educational talk shows. We went to podcasts 3 years ago with this great company, and I'm so glad I did. All of our shows are Monday through Friday, and about less than a year ago, people kept saying, how come you're not on TikTok? And I kept saying, well, TikTok's probably a younger audience, and it turned out, but I listened to TikTok all the time. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm watching emails for our guests to come on. But I am so glad that I moved the show. We're no longer on any local radio stations. We are on W4CY.com. You can actually watch or listen to the show there. But if you're watching or listening on TikTok right now, you can actually watch us right now live. Probably one of the only live radio shows on TikTok. There's a lot of talk panels, mostly politics on there. We actually do a political show on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. But again, I was so glad that we found this relationship, and I could actually do all the shows myself, not have to rely on individual talents in each market. It was tough, and I don't have to do weekend shows anymore. And by our response that we get, that we see on YouTube, YouTube actually shows us numbers. So does TikTok. We have actually quadrupled our audience, and we had a great audience before. Hey, I'm doing some fill-in work right now because our public insurance adjuster. Hey, look, here's what happens when you do a live show. If you're a public insurance adjuster, and especially you're in the California area, you never know what kind of emergency is going to come up. And I have this a lot with our lawyers. They have an emergency case come up. And what we normally do is we normally play their last show. And in fact, I'm going to have our great producer, Juan, maybe he can gear up for June the 18th at 5 o'clock, because I cannot sit here for an hour and talk about public insurance adjusting. I don't know if he can get that on. And I don't see any emails coming up. I really apologize. Again, we don't know, especially with public insurance adjuster, because they handle fires, smoke, flooding, break-ins, a lot of things that people don't expect can happen without a minute's notice. So he gets an excuse today. He is normally running late, and I know he's kind of a one-man show. So whatever happens, we're going to excuse him. I don't know if Juan, can we still get his past show on, or is that too late? Too late. Okay. So for TikTok, you will not get a public insurance adjusting show. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us to the end of our first half of our show and let Juan play whatever of our shows he wants for the second half, if he can do that or not. This expert has actually come on 15, 20 minutes late before. So I do understand, but we've already been on for almost 15 minutes now. So I don't know if he's going to make it or not. Again, we're going to be talking about public insurance adjusting. Hey, I want to let people know that if you would like to come on our show as an expert, you can be an attorney, you can legal, anything having to do with legal, health, financial, or home improvement. This is a great way. What we do is we actually target your show by city or by state. We do have a lot of national shows as well, but it is a great way to promote your practice, your firm, your company, because we do everything for you. I mean, it's a turnkey, and people just love the topics that we bring on. Some of our biggest shows are tax relief. That's a big show. Medicare is especially with Medicare open enrollment's getting ready to start soon. We do a Medicare show. We do a lot of people don't know this area of law. It's called community association law. And those lawyers, what they do is they represent HOA and condo associations. And people who live in an HOA or condo association always have questions. And it's a way to get your questions answered. We do a show on neuropathy. We do shows on stem cell. People have so many questions about stem cell. Hey, one of our biggest shows now is longevity, functional medicine, and weight loss. I mean, people have so many questions about uh, these. I call them the skinny injections. You know, you're hearing about them on TV and radio all the time. Uh, we do a show just on weight loss, and we do shows on wealth management, money management. We have shows on bankruptcy law. Uh, we have a lot of different topics, and this topic we're on today, public insurance adjusting, is such a huge topic. In fact, it's probably between that, Medicare, and tax relief are our three biggest topics that get huge audiences. Again, this is the Ask the Experts radio show. I'm host Steve O. Uh, it's funny, I had the, let's say he calls himself the real Steve O. I actually have had him on my show before. Um, I didn't share this with you, but uh, Salem Radio is probably it's probably second largest next to iHeart. They had a station down here in Miami. I did their morning drive show, talk show, and we talked on all different types of subjects, but we had a lot of celebrities on. And I actually had Steve O from Jackass on my show. It was funny because we were both Steve O. And I told him, I said, don't you dare sue me because I'm older than you. I had the name before you. But it's funny, a lot of people see host Steve O on the Ask the Experts radio show. And they think it's the Steve O from Jackass. I wish I had his money, but I would not want to make a living doing the things that he does. But anyway, if you would like to bring your business on our show, we can give you a large audience. You can do the show right from your office. It's so easy to do. Again, you can reach us at 954 336 3767. That's 954 336 3767. You know, I want to share this with you. Uh, I did it right at the beginning of the show. I actually had a public insurance adjuster finally represent me. And I'm going to tell you something. Uh, I had a flood in my house. Again, unexpected. It was such a mess. But the insurance company offered me $32,000. Now, I'm a layman. I have no idea what the costs are of flooring or cabinets, anything like that, which the insurance companies take advantage of you. But I had friends of mine say, you've got to hire a public insurance adjuster. They will be able to get you so much more money. And I'm going, well, I can't afford this. Well, I find out they do everything on a contingency basis. In other words, it's based on how much more they can get you than what the insurance company offers. So you don't have to any out of pocket money. And so I hired them, and they got me $140,000. I had a check for $140,000. So it shows you how these insurance companies try to screw us around, give us the least amount possible. Here they are making millions and millions, boy, some of them billions of dollars. And here they are trying to screw around people who own a house or a condo or a business. And remember, these people also, these public insurance adjusters, also do businesses. I mean, you could have a retail store or you could be a restaurant that has a flood and they flood out your business. You have to shut your business down, which is costly. And, that's what you pay all this money for uh, uh, insurance for, is for these companies to, uh, when you need them, that these insurance companies are there for you. So businesses also have this problem also. Anyway, we were supposed to be talking about public insurance adjusting today, and I apologize for our expert. I know he's not showing up now because we started the show 21 minutes ago. And Juan, if for some reason, because he has come on pretty late before, for some reason he comes on, I do not want to allow him on because I just spoke to him about an hour ago and everything was a go. And I need these people. We work on a clock, and it's not like if you just go on TikTok, you can go on anytime you want. Well, when you have a show like this, everything's by the clock. So if for some odd reason in the next 8 minutes, Juan, he does come on, just tell him we already started the show and we can't change it. I appreciate that. We're going to be on here live for about 8 more minutes. And gosh, it's amazing. We've already gotten over 3,000 likes. That's nice, especially when our expert has not shown up yet. Again, I'm going to take some of this time to promote our show. We are a live show. We are podcast, TV, and radio. Our show's been running for 17 years. We talk about legal, just kind of give you some examples: personal injury, bankruptcy, tax relief, criminal law, family law. We talk about health areas, such areas as heart, hearing loss, eye care. We have one of the biggest ophthalmologists in the state of Tennessee that's on with us. We also have home care shows. We have Medicare shows on with us. And again, but anything in any of the health areas, there's a lot of new areas like stem cell. So we have a stem cell show. One area of health is now functional medicine. Uh, Functional medicine is kind of like, there's something wrong with your body. You don't know what it is. You go to your doctor runs blood work on you to tell you there's nothing wrong with you, but there's something wrong. A functional medicine doctor goes into it much deeper, and they're going to find out what the doctors didn't tell you. That's functional medicine. We also do a show on weight loss. God, there's so many new things coming in about weight loss. Two of our biggest shows now are longevity, anti-aging. Again, these are all the shows that we do, but you might be an expert in the area of health that I didn't name. We would love to have you on our show. We also do categories in wealth management, money management, tax savings, anything having to do with investments. We have shows on that. And then finally, we do shows on home improvement. So you might be an air conditioning company, you might be a plumber or electrician, landscaping. Those are all shows that are just perfect for our show, for our audience. I'm looking, I think that's going to have to do it for us today on our podcast. Juan, I'm just going to let whatever comes on come on. And thanks for your help as always, Juan. I'm going to stay on here with TikTok for a few minutes. Please join us on Monday for another show. We're on every week. We'll see you next week. We're going to go to a quick break here on our W4CY.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.